welcome to Istanbul, and what a privilege it is to have you ladies here. I know it's such an amazingly inspiring story, but for those of us who are not exactly aware of the circumstances, maybe we can just start by speaking about the Grenfell Tower. What is the Grenfell Tower? And if you can tell us, how was life within the Grenfell Tower? So you can just choose as you go.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be Munira.
Yeah. Munira?
Hello, everyone. I just want to thank Gamze and YEDİ to make us travel all the way from London just to come and share our story. I'm a survivor. I used to live in Grenfell Tower. And if I get emotional, please excuse me. But Grenfell Tower was a tall building. It's a tower, 23-story building,
Yes.
203 flats, over 1,000 people, residents living in there. You know, it was Muslims, Christians, Hindu, Jews. It was mixed of everything, and we had people from different background, and it was, what can I say? It was a beautiful, beautiful place to live in. I moved in there, like when I got married. My husband was born there. My father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they lived there for 40 years, and it was beautiful. Like, we lived in a 2-bedroom flat. That was our world. It was everything. And within minutes, when time came, 14th of June, 2017, it happened. And when it happened, over 200 people we lost.
And it happened during the evening time when most people were asleep, unfortunately. I think this is okay that we're all going to get a little bit emotional here. That's so, please don't, just feel free. And it's not easy to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it was Ramadan, people were fasting, and we're breaking our fast around 9:30, and some people had gone to the mosque. So personally, my father-in-law is disabled. He's got dementia, so he doesn't remember. And my husband that day said he wants to go to the mosque, but he ate too much. He loves my food, so. He just lied on the sofa, and I have 2 kids. At a time, my daughter was 1.5, my son was 5. And he just woke up 11:30, said, I'm going home. And no, Baba, go back to bed. It's like, I want to go home. And we could hear people screaming, get out, what's happening? The fire. So as a mother, I grabbed my kids, left husband behind. 20 minutes later, he came down. Within that 20 minutes, people have started losing their lives. And I had 2 minutes. The firefighter told me, you have 2 minutes to leave. And if not that 2 minutes, I wouldn't be here. And that's when life changed. You know, sometimes we get so comfortable, and then, you know, who knows 2 minutes, what 2 minutes, 2 seconds, what 2 seconds can do in life.
Yeah. And of course, afterwards, when you're the ones who are able to come down, because you said around 200 people lost their lives. And this is, of course, a tragedy, because those people who lost their lives are your neighbors and your friends and perhaps your family that you have seen and lived your life with, and then they're not there. And below is this immense chaos, I could imagine. Let's speak about the stage afterwards. What happened? I mean, after the fire, there's, of course, regrouping, and you were all sent to other places to live. What was that stage like?
So it was crazy. For a long time, I didn't accept that I was in state of shock. I remember Fatima coming to see me in the morning, and she was crying. I was like...
Were you all in the building when it happened? No. You were, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm fine, I'm alive. And I had a very, very close friend. That food got us together, and we became like more than sisters, or mother to each other, or friend to each other, you know. And we were sent to a hotel, lived in the hotel for 19 months, and, you know, cooking in community centers, sometimes go to Fatima's house, cook, but before that in Grenfell, we used to have a gathering every Friday, up to 50 people. They come in 2-bedroom flat, you know, we meditate, children play, sing, shout, crazy things happen in the house, but as a one family, as a community. And as time went by, meeting new people, different people helping. I mean, if you can go on Google, YouTube, or even Insta or Twitter, any social media will give you the sense of how the community get together to help us. It was just too much to take in. And I just walked into the local mosque or community center. I asked if I would cook. And
how much later is this after the fire?
that was 3 months. So three months of
afterwards.
eating. Yeah, 3 months after the fire, I started cooking in the local mosque.
And what was eating conditions during those 3 months? I mean, where were you? What were you eating? Were you able to cook at all? Any of you?
Well,
not really, I suppose. Huh?
I don't want to say it's bad because the people on the street, they don't have anything, but it was a room in the hotel. Windows don't open. You breathe each other's air. Your bed is your dining room, is your chair, is your bed, is your kitchen, is your everything. You're not allowed even a microwave for safety reasons. Yeah. And it was just a kettle to make tea. There was no fridge to keep food fresh. So if we go to cook in Fatima's house, either the food stays in her house or we have to buy takeaway.
Yeah, my family like that.
So it was crazy eating, fast food, chips and chicken every day. And it had a lot of health impact on us. And I'm not talking only me, I'm talking about over 1,000 families who suffered the same thing. If those lucky enough, a few of them decide to commit suicide because, you don't want to go out there and talk about what happened.
Yeah.
It's not something you can just sit there and say, yeah, let me share what happened. But emotionally, mentally, physically, all of us, it affected all of us. And I was lucky enough that I used to come out for 6 hours and then go back later after I pick up my son from school. And the community kitchen in the center, it became basically, if you ask my daughter, she's like, that's Mama's kitchen. Because we were there Monday to Sunday.
No, but it's just really wonderful, I think, story of you going there to the cultural center of the mosque, them offering you the kitchen, and you go there, and as you're all cooking together, the healing process begins because you begin to speak and cry and consequently start laughing again. And this is all becoming through food. And that's how the Hubb community is beginning. Actually, for people to get an idea of that, we have a video, a very short video that we could maybe just show. And afterwards, we just continue how the transformation kept transferring. No, I think I'll just move her here. And I think we can show the video now.
Together is a cookbook, but it's also the story of a West London community who gathered together in a kitchen and discovered the healing power of sharing food.
Cooking for me is everything. I love to see people gathering on one table.
I love to cook. I love to feed people.
In January 2018, as I was settling into my new home of London, I met a group of women whose community had been affected by the Grenfell fire. They had decided to get together to cook fresh food for their families and their neighbors.
After the fire, it was somewhere where they could make food to take back to their hotel room where you don't have facilities to cook. It was sort of comforting to be able to do that, and the kitchen gave them the opportunity to do it.
It was quite nice to have that sense of belonging, to feel comfortable.
And so, for 2 days every week, these women were able to cook and share their delicious recipes together.
We've called the kitchen the Hubb Community Kitchen because in Arabic, Hubb means love, and we share love.
It's like one family now. We are sharing food, sharing happiness, sadness, everything.
I think food can bring back memories, and even the smell of food can bring back childhood comfort.
I immediately felt connected to this community kitchen. Like these women, I'm passionate about food and cooking as a way of strengthening communities.
She asked me, how many days do you offer this service? And I said 2 days a week. And her straight question was, why not 7 days, Zahira? And I said, funding. So she goes, we can do a cookbook.
We sit together, we eat together, we enjoy the time together. Never mind where are you from, which color you are, which language you talk is something amazing.
So I'm proud to be supporting this cookbook, Together, which features delicious recipes from the women of the Hubb Community Kitchen.
I feel very excited that my own unique recipes are going to be used around the world, because some of the recipes that I put in there are actually like very unique to my family.
The proceeds will allow the kitchen to stay open and to thrive, so it can continue transforming lives and communities through cooking.
Initially, the project was for Grenfell and the victims, but now it's for the community to come together, to socialise, to cook, to enjoy the different flavours. It's not just about home, it's not just about cooking to fill stomachs, it's about bringing people together.
Together is the celebration of the food, whereby we share, we laugh, we enjoy, we eat. We are definitely eating.
We hope you enjoy it as much as we do.
So, here we are. That's the Hubb Community Kitchen. And, of course, for those who didn't realize, this is the Duchess, the lady, Meghan Markle, who married the prince, came. She was notified of this. She came, and she was very impressed. And the question is, why isn't this every day happening? And the question is funding. And then that's how this wonderful Hubb Community Kitchen book, Together, comes out. So, Halima, tell us about the stage of that experience of making the book. How was it?
It was amazing, to be honest. When the Duchess first came, for me, I was like really shocked. And
Maybe you could speak up just a little bit?
I was really, really shocked. Yeah. She came to us and she was inspired to actually write a cookbook about us. So for me, it was really exciting at the same time. And I used to volunteer at the mosque to begin with when the Grenfell incident took place. So I started volunteering the second day when the incident took place at the mosque. And you can hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear it? Duyabiliyor musunuz? Herkes duyabiliyor mu?
Yeah, so I used to volunteer in the mosque, and when the Duchess came, it was just really exciting times, and they asked us to put the recipes together, and that was it, really. But the experience of it all, meeting like different people from different communities as well, it was amazing, and the support that we got from different communities was amazing.
Yesterday, we were chatting, Fatima, and we spoke about your food, the food that you're making there, and we also spoke about it's always the very basic ingredients and bringing out the richness behind those basic ingredients. And we spoke of simplicity, yet generosity. And then you said to me, that's the real transformation, because that's what's transforming people when they see the simplicity and the generosity behind that plate. And
the generosity is actually it's a spiritual thing, you know. It's the love that you put into that food, the love and the care and the thought, you know, that goes behind it, not just the ingredients and the taste, you know, because you can have just like some salt and pepper, and as you're mixing it and you have the love. You think about the people that are going to eat it and what's coming from you and what you're thinking about.
From the heart.
Once they, you eat together also, it really does open up things.
Actually, so we have this tragedy, and the aftermath of the tragedy, you go just trying to feed your families and friends some warm food, and from this stage of trying to prepare warm food comes out a book. And the Hubb Community Kitchen book, Together, is selling immensely, and all the credits are going to the Hubb Community Kitchen. And therefore, since then, your lives as well as individuals keep continuously transforming, And now, when you were, as you said, now, I'm quoting you, your world was that 2-bedroom apartment before the fire. And now, you're doing all these different projects, and you're trying to, each woman is doing something else. You mentioned family feeding, mothers and children, physical abuse, and diets and nutrition. You're all evolving in different stages and living different lives, actually. Can you tell us what you're doing now, how you're, after the fire, continuing your lives?
So I'm a foodie person. I love eating. And with my project is based on personal experience. When I had my son in the hospital in London, it was chips and chicken. I was like, no. I'm from Uganda, and this is not what you feed mothers, especially if you're going through breastfeeding. So mine is just looking after mothers. So we have the mothers who can afford the food, and then the mothers who can't afford the food or are less able to pay for the food that we're making. And so the high-end mothers will buy food, and a mother in the community will receive it for free. That's that simple. That's what I do, you know.
So mothers and children and babies.
Yeah.
And you, Fatima?
Well, we've got a few things going on. We have a Saturday cafe that's run on donations.
The Saturday cafe, is that within the
Hub? Yeah,
it's within the Hub.
From 3 to 5 is women and children only, and then from 5 to 8 is families. And that's a suggested donation, like £3 per meal. We have a pudding. That's a set meal. You have a vegetarian option, a meat option, a pudding, tea, coffee, which is really nice because it gets the local community out who can't afford to go out for dinner. So it's really nice. And then the community that come into the mosque to use the mosque. So it's really vibrant. The kitchen, the canteen is actually the heart of the centre. You know, it really, really is. Then we have, I support female ex-offenders. Ex-offenders, that means they've left prison. So now we have that space. They come once a week. They volunteer in the kitchen. We cook. We have peer support for them. And just general, holistic, approach to life after prison. So it really is nice. So they get to mix with the community. They get to meet each other, discuss the struggles that they've gone through. All through food.
Nourishing and nurturing each other.
Yeah.
And Halima?
I run a tuition centre within actually the mosque, the centre itself, and that runs on a Saturday and a Sunday. And the idea of it is to provide tuition that is affordable to people within the community. There are people that they're not able to afford it, and the prices are really cheap. And also within the tuition, what we do is the parents of the children that come to the classes, they come and help me volunteering in terms of making food and a hot meal for the children themselves. And also I volunteer at Midwife's Champion, providing advice and helping young mothers, just general advice really, and just sitting down with them, having a space to sit down and have a coffee or tea and just have a general chat really. So.
You are all so remarkable, inspiring women, and as I said, it's been really a privilege even to stay on the stage with you, but you will be here, and I'm sure all of our other guests have lots of questions for you. So thank you immensely for joining us and coming to YEDİ.
Thank you.
Wow, that was a big one.